One of the things that I loved about JDF is that he really loved his fans. Hi guys, today I woke up to a thread on my YouTube feed that stated that Jason David Frank, the OG Green Ranger from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, had passed away.
A staple in many households in the 1990s, many kids were addicted to the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Now word has broken that one of the original Power Rangers, Jason David Frank, has died, reportedly by suicide. Frank started out as the Green Ranger before later on becoming one of the good guys as the White Ranger.
Guess who's back?
He reappeared several times throughout different franchise spin-offs, including Wild Force, Turbo, and Hype Force.
Tommy!
We're here to fight by your side.
Frank is survived by his 4 children. Jason David Frank was 49 years old.
I ignored it because this is not the first time I'm seeing a feed like that. I think some time back, a couple years ago, we had the same thing where his alleged death was plastered all over YouTube and it ended up being fake news. Only to come and find later on in the day that he had been confirmed to have passed away. Literally my entire day has just gone downhill since I heard the news. And I can't get him out of my head. I just keep thinking about him because I watch a lot of his content. I'm a big fan. I watched him from when Mighty Morphin Power Rangers came out. He's my favorite Power Ranger of all time ever since he came out as the Green Ranger. And then when he returned as the White Ranger, I mean, that was one of the best television I had ever seen as a young person. And it stuck with me. And then hearing later on in his life that he had a lot of struggles, but then he found God and started to practice his faith, found peace and joy in the fans and going to Comic-Cons and hosting events and things like that. And also kind of being a source of, I guess, a glue for the OG Rangers. I didn't know that Trini had passed away until I was much older when I had the liberty of looking into some of my favorite content. And I didn't know that was the reason she was replaced in the show. I also didn't know that there was some form of, I guess, differences or argument backstage, which led to my favorite 3 Rangers leaving. Jason, Billy, and Zach, who ended up leaving. I thought, again, it was just part of the storyline. Yeah, to find that his death was due to suicide really made me so sad because I knew he was a man of faith. He speaks about his faith a lot on camera. He talks about it to his fans. He's one of the nicest Power Rangers you would ever meet. Just to see the way he speaks to his fans, how much he appreciates the life he's been given. He just comes across as somebody who just loves the opportunity that he has been given. Guys, this is really sad. I can't even get my words out because I just can't get him out of my mind. I'm just thinking about why. I did some digging and I found out that he was going through a divorce. I didn't realize that that was happening, and also that he had suffered a loss. Sorry about that, guys. My lighting failed me. It just makes you wonder, doesn't it? It makes you think about life. Anytime you hear about somebody passing that you don't expect to go the way that they did. All I can say, and I think a lot of YouTubers are saying the same thing at the moment, look, if you are in a position where you feel like self-deleting, I think that's the word that I think YouTubers say now to replace the original word. Yeah, we can't say in YouTube for various reasons. Look for help. There are people around you that love you. There are people around you that are willing to help you. There are people around you. If they knew what you were going through and if they knew you were at that point where you feel that way, they would do everything that they can to support. A lot of times people don't do anything if they don't know. It is necessary that when you do reach that point that you reach out, because everyone needs help at some point. There are churches, there are hotlines that you can call and speak to people. And look, don't knock it. If we seclude ourselves, that's the playground for the devil. That's what I was taught when I was younger, that if you isolate yourself and if you get yourself to a point where you're not answerable or accountable to people, it means you live in your own head and you get to a point where you have no measuring stick. And at the end of the day, that is the devil's playground, you know, not just for self-deletion, but things like pride and thinking that you know everything, thinking that you have all the answers. So we've had a tough couple of years from the lockdown. A lot of people are struggling. This is a known fact. And now we have the energy crisis. If you are struggling, reach out. There are people around you. And if you don't have people around you, there's counseling, there's therapy. You know, a lot of times we just need to hear ourselves talk about what we're feeling. And that can end up being the release that we need. Sometimes you just need to sit down. Somebody just needs to be there to listen. My prayers are with his family. Guys, this is why I talk about our current culture a lot, because when we're talking about things like race swapping characters or taking away a character that has meant so much to people, this is the reason why. Because someone like me, this is how much we take these characters seriously. Yes, we know they're acting, but again, it's an art, isn't it? And one of the main purpose of art, whether it's music or acting or singing or things like that, is to touch the hearts of people. And these people have touched our hearts, both on stage and off stage. This is why we come on YouTube and express our displeasure when certain decisions are taken with our characters. Yes, we know it doesn't technically belong to us, but as fans, we have a say. And one of the things that I loved about JDF is that he really loved his fans. But yeah, this is why, you know, I'm here grieving for somebody I don't know personally, because he was the Green Ranger. Some people might see it as just Power Rangers and, oh, he's one of those 90s kids shows. Those 90s kids were us. We were the ones watching. We didn't think of things like diversity and all that stuff. We just thought, look at that amazing Ranger. Even though it was a show, we wanted to be like them. And to me, that's a win. They impacted a generation. And rest in peace, Jason David Frank, OG Green and White Ranger. Guys, I'll see you on my next video.
I don't know, I just thought I'd come on here and just say hi. And just thinking about Jason a lot. And I hope you guys are okay. I know how much you all meant to him. And it's just so sad today.